Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Cup corners.
Yes.
Okay. This is where the music starts.
Okay.
And it was really good music. And it plays on my other computer. But I would just like to ask a question. And you can click if you want to on your reactions down below and raise your hand. But how many of you remember a blue and gold banquet that you've been to? Yeah, I see some hands. I do see some hands.
Been to a few of them.
And why is the blue and gold banquet important?
I think
Well,
Todd, I was expecting Todd to answer the question.
Yeah.
First of all, it's a lot of fun for the boys and it's exciting.
Key point.
It's
It is fun.
yeah, it's fun.
Okay. And there's more to
it. The Cub Scouts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fun for the Cub Scouts.
No, I said it's the birthday of the Cub Scouts.
The birthday of the Cub Scouts.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's also an opportunity for the parents to come and celebrate, you know, what their kids have accomplished at a more, I would say, relaxed atmosphere, even though there's a lot of work that goes into it. And there's so many different options on how to celebrate that birthday. It's really exciting.
Right, and I'm just showing you a few of those options, but having the parents there is a key part of the Cub Scout program, isn't it? And as the boys and girls get older, then we transition so that they're doing more involved activities. Now they're separated a little bit from the Cub Scout or from the parents, and now they're doing things with their peers and doing more mature activities. So the key point I want to make on this is really the Cub Scouts is the foundation of everything we do in scouting. And if the boys and girls if they get a good foundation at this point in scouting, they're going to carry that with them to scouts, to the ventures, and to whatever programs they get involved in scouting. So those are just some ideas. And these are some ideas. I don't know, I could ask who has had a very successful blue and gold banquet and what made it successful, if you have any volunteers on that.
I do.
Okay.
I'm Shelly Hendrickson. I'm the Cub Scout Commissioner over training in District 5. And one of the most fun and productive, successful birthdays we had was we did a introduction to the Pinewood Derby. And so we had a paper racetrack on the wall around, and each kid drew their own car and were able to place it, you know, wherever they wanted. And then they were able to receive their Pinewood Derby kits. And we made it, you know, such a big deal, and they were so excited. And, you know, the tables were set with little Hot Wheel cars, and it was really simple to do and pretty cheap because Hot Wheels you can buy, you know, 99 cents. And the kids just were so psyched for that Pinewood Derby. It was really fun.
Isn't that great?
You're going to need to keep scrolling the pictures as people talk. It's okay to talk, but we.
Yeah, I'm going. My finger got tired. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so isn't it fun though to do these activities with these Cub Scouts? The Pinewood Derby is a high point in my memories. To see these boys and with their little cars that they've worked on so hard, you know, with their parents, and now to show them off and watch them beam and I hope every Cub Master, when you have your Pinewood Derby, if you take every car that a boy has made or girl, and if you hold it up in front of the audience and explain why that is a special car, and you watch that boy or girl just beam, because that is just an incredible experience for them. Okay, so we're going to move on because we don't have a lot of time. And hold on, I got to get the next one here. This was all supposed to be together. And and on the Klondike, I found the special music was called, and no copyrights on it, and it was called Skating with the Squirrels. And it was just beautiful. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to hear it. But how many are planning to go to the Klondike Derby coming up?
The Klondike, it's not, yeah,
Yeah. How many?
the Thurston Peak.
Yeah, the Thurston Peak. Or if you're from one of the other districts, you're going to have a Klondike, and it's probably going to be in January or February. I hope you're really planning on going on it. And somebody, if you wouldn't mind, tell me, why is the Klondike camp out important in a young boy's or girl's life?
Because they get to interact with the other troops from other areas. Plus, depending on what they've got for a program. Now, I've been to the office several times, and so far they've not got a program. We're supposed to be going to Camp Tracy, and I don't know what the program is there yet. We're planning on going, but we don't know what it is.
Okay, you're not in Thurston Peak District, are you?
No, we're in the Weber Rapids. We're going to Camp Tracy.
Okay. Because I know in Thurston Peak, we've got it posted on our district webpage. And they're going to do a lot of fun things. We have the traditional fire starting contest, and we've got these sled races and all kinds of things. But what does this do for a young boy? Why is it so important for him or her to go on this kind of activity?
Steve, I'll tell you from my experience when I was a young scout going to my first Klondike, the most important thing I learned was to dress properly, to wear waterproof boots and a warm coat, and to bundle up, because I was miserable because I didn't do that.
Okay, and I think that's very common experience. And I would like to say that one of the things, well, we're going to talk about TAP planning approach in the administrative part of our roundtable. But one of the things that we really need to do is prepare these young boys or girls to go on the Klondike. And one way to do that is to have a dry run. Before you go on Klondike, you take the boys and girls in your troop, take them out on an overnight camp out. And that's what we've always done in our troop. And we take them just up above the houses where we are. So it's an easy walk back to their home if they have to, but they get the cold experience. And you would be amazed at what change that makes for when they go on the real Klondike, which is way out of Tracy, the Tracy camp. And so make sure they're prepared. And then this gives them bragging rights. Once they go on this camp out and they survive, they will talk about this for months.
Steve?
Yeah.
One of the other
We got to keep going here, guys.
Okay, but we still have 5 minutes, so get his comment in.
Okay, one of the great experiences, I think, is if you can use snowshoes. If you can use
Absolutely.
snowshoes, that's an experience that's incredible.
Yeah, there's so many choices of what you can do, and snowshoes is a great experience. Okay, but we're going to move on because we need to get here scouting for food. And hey, that's my music. Where did it come from? Why is it working now? If you have an answer to why this is working, raise your, no, I have no idea. So scouting for food. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna turn it off. No, scouting for food is coming up, and I think we're all on board with that. Just, oh, wait a minute, there was supposed to be a slide that said, oh yeah, this is what happened in 2021. So last year, we had some great experience with scouting for food. How many pounds did we get in our district? Anyone remember? I don't have the numbers with me, but it was a lot of food. And we worked a lot through Smith's, grocery stores, and this is experience. One of the things, if you notice this picture right here, the scouts are in the foyer of one of the Smith stores, and they're in uniform, and people as they go by, what kind of impression do they get of those scouts? Now, Paul, I couldn't hear you. You were saying something.
Actually, I was just mouthing words, but they get a great understanding of what scouting can do.
Yeah, the people, the public get a great idea. And this is how a lot of us think of scouts, as doing service. And so this is a tremendous opportunity, and it's a big need. So I strongly recommend that we support it every bit we can. And I don't know, that's all I want to say. I'm going to turn the time back over to.
Why don't you, we
Hey,
need to do the best.
when is scouting for food?
Scouting for food.
We'll make an announcement on that when we get into our general
Yeah,
session.
it'll be right.
February 12th, but
It didn't get put on the chart.
Not done. We've got the best in snow coming up. Maybe
Let me make one comment about the best in snow. This is a high adventure activity for the older boys, 14 and on up. And it's got some things in it that you won't see in a regular Klondike for the younger boys and girls. So things like range shooting, you're going to be shooting in the snow. There's going to be snowshoeing, and but they've got a lot of really good activities. If you have a venture crew, you really want to go to this. And hopefully,
it's for the boys that are 14 and older in the Scouts, BSA too.
Right, and for those older boys and girls too. Right. Okay.
Is it only for the Scouts 14 and older? I thought it was for any Scout registered in a troop.
Nope.
No, because some of the activities on the Guide to Safe Scouting, it has age appropriate activities. And some of the activities are only appropriate for the 14 and older youth. Yeah.
The Klondikes are open to all the Scouts.
Open to all.
BSA, but the best
Right.
in snow is a 14 and up only thing. I'm going to go ahead and get started here.
Yep.
Welcome everybody. We just hit the 100-person max. Then my apologies to all those of you who can't hear me because we couldn't log in. Because we have hit our maximum of 100 people. So the first 100 people are the winners. And I guess we're going to learn an awfully important lesson about this going forward. I know last time we had over 140 people at one point, so that account must have had a greater limit, if any at all. And obviously we've just learned the hard way an important lesson. In any case, welcome to all of those who are here for our first council roundtable of 2022. I'm going to share my screen while I continue talking here. We'll see if I can walk and chew gum at the same time. My name is Doug Kosai. I am the District Commissioner of the Thurston Peak District. Our district is hosting this roundtable tonight. We're glad to have all of you here. I feel really bad about those that are trying to get in and can't. Wish there was something we could do to fix that. In any case, we're glad to have all of you here who could make it. Looks like somebody dropped. Now we're having people drop and then getting someone back on. So that's interesting. We just finished the Main Street portion of our roundtable leading up to this main session. So you're just seeing this screen for the first time. We're glad to have you all here, as I said. We're also glad to have with us tonight, in addition to myself from the Thurston Peak District, Dakota Jacobson, who's our district executive, Corey Hansen, who's our district chairman, and Dave Hatch, who is our roundtable commissioner. Dave will have a few things to say at certain points of this. We weren't sure he was going to be healthy enough to be here, so I practiced and got ready for this, but Dave's here tonight too, and we're grateful for that. From the council, I've been scrolling through the participants, trying to identify people from the council. I recognized Alan Karras's name. Alan is my boss. He's the council commissioner. And Alan, I got to tell you real quick, I was just on a meeting prior to this one with your brother Nolan on the Just Serve Council, and he says to tell you that he's the better looking of the two of you. So I told him I would let you know that, but it didn't come from me. Okay. I
understand exactly, but he is delusional at times.
In any case, we're glad to have you here tonight, Alan. I also know we have Annalise Smith, who is an assistant council commissioner. She's here not only to learn and participate and share, but also to help us with our recording of things tonight. And then, is there anybody else from the council tonight that I missed? Would love to recognize you if you're here.
I'm going to ask something of some of us. We have an awful lot of commissioners that are on, and I'm getting phone calls and so forth of people who are not able to get on. And I'm going to ask that the unit commissioners get offline so others can get on. I don't like saying that, but since we weren't prepared for to have more than 100 people, that's the best thing I can think we can do. I think we have a lot of people who are very interested in being in on this, and I'm getting a lot of text messages and stuff like that saying I can't get on, and so I'd like to give them that opportunity. So if you're a unit commissioner, ADC, or whatever, we just ask you to please drop off.
I think everybody understands what needs to be done. Please do it. It's an unfortunate but appreciated gesture if the unit commissioners will get off. Let's move forward.
This is Rich Evans. I'm an assistant council commissioner, and I'm dropping off. I want to make room for other folks.
Thank you, Rich.
Good night, everybody.
Here. Thank you. Okay, let's continue to move forward here. The agenda tonight is as follows. We're going to have an opening prayer by Stuart Cannon, one of our unit commissioners, if he hasn't dropped off. And then we'll have an opening ceremony followed by some announcements and a safety moment. Then we will get into our breakouts, which is why you're all here in the first place. And at about just a few minutes before 8, we will have a commissioner's minute by yours truly, and then we'll move into a Cracker Barrel where we can all chat and talk and share some additional information. Stuart, if you're there, would you go ahead and please offer our invocation?
Thank you. Our eternal loving Father in heaven, as we bow our heads humbly, as we gather as this brotherhood of scouts tonight from across the whole of Utah, we're grateful for the positions of scouting that we hold. We're grateful for the young men and young women that we represent. And we pray that tonight, as we share our testimony of scouting, of the wonderful program that our founder, Baden Powell, brought to the earth through our Savior. We're grateful for his insight into bringing this great program on the earth. We're grateful for those who sacrifice their time and talents for the youth that they represent. And we ask a blessing upon all of us tonight, that will go away from our meeting tonight, that will be able to grab some piece of information that will be beneficial for those that we represent. Again, Father, give us safety through this COVID experience, that will be safe in our homes and our families too. We're grateful for all the blessings that have been poured upon us. And we say these things now humbly and in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Stuart. Appreciate that. Okay, for our opening ceremony this evening, I've got a little video to play here that's going to guide us through it. So at the appropriate time, if I can find my mouse, at the appropriate time, please stand and make the appropriate gesture, either a salute or bring your arm to the square and do as directed. I don't know where these little scribbles are coming from. I hope I didn't do that. Okay, here we go.
Those in uniform, please salute. Those who are not, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Dave is now going to lead us in the outdoor code.
Okay. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, be careful with fire, be considerate in the outdoors, and be conservation minded.
Thank you, Dave. The outdoor code is something we don't often recite. It's an easy thing to overlook, but it's important. Well, thank you. Okay, a few announcements here. Some of these things we've already talked about briefly. The Best in Snow event, as we mentioned earlier, is a program that is for scouts ages 14 and older, venture scouts, as well as regular BSA scouts who are 14 and up. That's at Camp Tracy, and you can get more information on that on the council website. For those that are in the Thurston Peak District, we have a Klondike coming up on February 4th through the 6th at Camp Tracy. I'm sure other districts are having similar events, as was mentioned, either in January or February. We also have our awards dinner for our district on that Saturday evening at 5 p.m. We'd love to have you register and come to both of those events. We're looking forward to it. It'll be fun. Scouting for Food, as we mentioned, is on February 12th. We are working diligently to get assignments out to units to participate in that. I'm sure other districts are ahead of me on this. I'm working on this with our District Chair Corey Hansen. I've just about got the assignments ready to be sent out, and hopefully we'll be doing that in the next week or so. We're trying to get every unit involved, and we'd love to do that. February 13th is Scout Sunday, in case you've forgotten what that is. It's a great opportunity to make yourself visible to those in your congregation, if they allow such a thing. February 16th is a Jerky information meeting at the council. And that's probably a term that could only mean anything and not sound goofy to Scouters. So the Jerky information meeting, February 16th at 6:30. And then there are 2 Trainer's Edge programs going on, one on February 26th, another one on March 26th, a month later, on Saturdays, 9 a.m. The first one is at the Ogden Service Center. The second one is the Orem Service Center. So hopefully you can make one of those. I think great opportunities to get some training on training. A couple other things that are going on that I'll get into here in a second, but I want you to be aware that if you go to the council calendar, you can get information, more information on all those events and many more that are maybe of interest to you. Okay, scouting for food. Let me just mention a couple more things there. We're going to be heavily involved in that on February 12th with the Smith's food stores throughout the state. But we will also be getting participation from Bank of Utah and other organizations like Red Hanger, Arctic Circle, Young Automotive is involved, and some of those are going to require help from the Scouts. And there'll be more information available on how that's to be done as we make those assignments that I mentioned a minute ago. And you'll be able to find more information about this event at the website that's shown in the link there. And these slides will get sent out, so you'll be able to have all those links. Some of that support, as I said, for places like Bank of Utah, Arctic Circle, and Red Hanger will be actually throughout a period of about 3 weeks from the end of January to the middle of February. Is Michael Williams on? Was he one of the lucky ones that could get in as one of the 100 people? If so, I want to give him a minute on the Jamboree, the World Jamboree.
Yep. I am here.
Good. Glad you made it.
Just wanted to get everyone, aware that this is coming up a year from August. But for the adult leaders, the deadline to apply to be either a Scoutmaster or Assistant Scoutmaster of a unit is a week from Saturday, midnight Central Time. Go to the WSJ2023.us. There's lots of info on there for both adults and youth. If you haven't been to a World Jamboree, it's an amazing experience. This one will be awesome as well. And I know we've got lots more to talk about, so I'll leave it at that.
Michael, I have a quick question for you on that.
Yep.
Since this deadline for unit leader enrollment is only a week and a half away and it's a year and a half before the actual event, would it be better for people to submit their name as a leader and then pull out later rather than miss the deadline and never get a chance to apply?
Yeah, if you have any interest whatsoever, I'd say apply. Keep in mind that that's just for the unit leaders. There is still an opportunity to go to the Jamboree as an adult on the International Service Team as an IST. There's about 200 positions, I believe, allocated to the BSA for that. So there's always that option as well.
Okay, great. And we'll have more time to talk about this probably during Cracker Barrel. But note that this is in South Korea. So if you want to go to Korea, this is your chance. Thanks, Michael.
Hey, Doug, we just need to give out a reminder to those that come on a little bit later. If in the chat session, if you'll put your name, your unit number, and your position, we'd appreciate that. We're tracking those records in all of the districts, so this will get sent out to all the districts for your attendance.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that, Dave, that reminder. Just a quick word about something that was just brought to our attention recently. They are rolling back the requirements that were changed and modified on COVID for certain activities for rank advancement and the camping merit badge. They're going back to the old requirements effective this coming March 1st. If you have any questions about that, you can look at this website here that's in this page, this slide. So the COVID relaxations that were put into place are being done away with on March 1st, and they're going back to the original requirements. Okay, we have a quick safety moment. Dave, do you want to take just a minute here and talk about this, and we'll have more information that we can provide later on as well?
Since we're doing the Klondike in February, it is very cold. And hypothermia is one of the highest risk things that we do in the outdoors. It's one of the highest risk things that we can get in the outdoors. And we can lower the risk significantly by being prepared. And I've listed some helps there, such as the Scout book, the Scout Field book, also the hypothermia safety moment that is found has quite a bit of information also for other locations. So we'll talk more about this during our Cracker Barrel and answer people's questions during that time.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Okay, we are only a couple of minutes behind schedule here on getting started with our program-specific breakouts. We're going to have 3 breakouts, one for the Cub Scouts, one for Scouts BSA, and another combined one for unit administration and venturing. Unit administration would encompass committee members, committee chairs, people like that. I see a hand raised by Dave's iPhone. Dave, can go ahead and ask your question.
Well, it's more of a comment about, you had mentioned national going to the Jamboree, but I wanted to point out that there is also a national wood badge course that actually still has a couple of spaces available. It's being held at Summit Bechtel Reserve. It starts on the 16th and goes to the 21st. It is, like I say, it still has a couple of spaces available. I put some information in the notes. So if anybody wants to go, has the opportunity to go, I highly recommend it. You'll be taught by national representatives on a linked course wood badge, which separates the girls and boys just kind of like what we do now.
That's great, Dave. Thank you very much for that. We're going to proceed with our breakouts, but I can't get away without having one little joke to tell before we go into our breakouts. And I'm assuming we'll all get to choose our own breakout that we go to. But I got to ask you this. Did you hear about what happened to the guy who got caught shoplifting a calendar on New Year's Eve? He got 12 months. So with that, I will let you go to your own breakout, and we'll see you again at about 5 minutes to 8. Enjoy your breakout.
I think we probably got everybody on. I would like to welcome you to the Scouts BSA roundtable or breakout. Martin Gunderson, Scoutmaster of Troop 407, has willingly said, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but this is a pretty exciting thing for us. He is going to present to us Patrol Leaders Council. And so it's all videoed. His youth who want to earn their movie, I got to remember, movie makers merit badge, I'm probably calling it the wrong thing, are going to gain some opportunity here. So this is going to be very fun. And we expect some interaction and stuff like that. There's points where we're supposed to stop or we can stop. So go ahead and share your time, Martin.
Okay. How much time do we have? 10 minutes?
Oh, it was supposed to be 40 minutes. I do the best we can.
Okay. Well, we sure appreciate the Thurston Peak Council reps having Troop 407 involved in this. We're really excited about it. We went to the boys and told them what we were doing, and they got all excited about it. And I says, okay, well, I want you guys to run with it. So the boys actually did the filming and the editing and the audio and everything. And hopefully the pieces that they'll be involved in are going to be worthwhile, and we can go ahead and talk about the PLC parts of it, and then we'll break out every few minutes from the video and just open it up to discussion. I've also got Brandon Kelly. He's our committee chair, and he will be involved in part of the discussion as well. So first of all, we just want to let you know that this was filmed last week during our Camp Kiesel retreat, and so you'll probably recognize some of the lodge scenes up there. And the boys really did have a good time with it. It's all ad lib, nothing was scripted, and you'll probably tell from a lot of the video, how that went. So what we'd like you to do is as we view this video, just make some observations and notes. Again, this is kind of how our troop runs a PLC meeting, and we will actually be showing you how to fill out a troop planning meeting form as well. We use the form that is available on the council's website, and we'll show you that form. And then we're also going to show you a little bit at the end about how we have our senior patrol leaders and his assistants come in with our committee and discuss for the first few minutes in our committee meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see if we can share the screen here. We'll go ahead and play this.
Did you, Martin, while I'm thinking about it, did you click on the place where it says to use your...
the audio and the other?
Yes.
Yes, I hope that comes across. So let me know if it's not, because I'll stop and go back and do that.
Yeah, you go ahead and stop and go back and do that now.
Welcome to the Troop 407 patrol meeting. We are going to say the Pledge of Allegiance and then do the Scout Oath of the Law. So, everybody stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Scout time, make. A scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the scout law, to help other people at all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. So, patrol leaders. So you guys discussed what you were doing in your patrol. So, Keegan, what you doing in patrol?
My patrol talked about doing merit badges, and everybody voted for the woodworking merit badge. So I just need to find out a council.
Okay. Keegan, would you like to? I'm gonna assign you to go find a woodworking merit badge counselor, and then we'll see if he's available in Klondike. Spencer.
All right.
So, what did your patrol talk about?
My patrol talked about doing other types of winter camps, such as probably around this area, and possibly staying in cabins or maybe just making snow caves and sleeping in those.
Alright. So, what area do you think you would be?
I don't remember what the site called that is up here, but more into like the mountains over by Mountain Greenish area.
Okay.
Maybe near Slowation-ish.
And then you'd be able to work on the snow sports very
Mhm.
much, right? Okay.
Okay. So, first of all, did everybody hear that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So what were some of your observations? I know everybody kind of does their PLC meetings differently. There's no, at least not that I saw, an official way of holding a PLC meeting. I mean, those that have trained in Wood Badge saw how it was done there. Those of you that have done other training in NYLT, they kind of get their piece of how their training goes on the PLC meetings. This is just something that our troop does. So I'm just going to kind of lead this out to open discussion on this first section as to what some of your observations were. And we purposely did some things in this that the boys wanted to do for you guys to kind of catch and see if you caught some of those things. So everybody can kind of speak up at once.
Martin,
If I may.
Yeah.
Hold us at
All right.
last.
One, that it's a business meeting, so results matter. And one thing I saw in here is youth led. I'm very pleased from years past of seeing our youth step up and actually lead the Boy Scout program. And we've had that success in our troop. And you looks like you do too. So it was
That's
excellent item.
So Brandon, I'm going to let you make a couple comments about this and then see if that'll get any more comments.
Okay. Well, there was a couple of key factors that the boys wanted to display, and we're not sure if you caught that, but the first one was the kind of a meeting planner, meeting agenda. And so did everybody see that they had both the meeting planner, notes, and a pen? Or, you know, did that kind of matter to any of you guys? You know, obviously with having the agenda like that made it easier for people to follow, but also for assigning or making assignments. So that was one of the key things. Did you guys notice anything else about the setting or things in the background aside from the boys, you know, having all of their gear all over with the 1.5 foot of snow up at Camp Kiesel?
Well, they had it in a circle and they were able to look at each other.
Exactly.
Whoever the SPL was, and he was making the assignments, making direct contact with the individual he was talking to.
And we're actually kind of lucky in a way that our senior patrol leader is only 14. So he's still got some years to go, but the boys elected him, and so he was doing a good job with that. What else did you guys notice from the boys' participation, or perhaps a uniforming standpoint, or even people in the background?
They're actively engaged.
They're actively engaged?
Okay. I noticed something that was a little different, and that you had a high adventure occurring with one of the patrols, it looked like. So is that your older boys, or what are you doing there?
So we have 5 patrols, and one is an older boy that was doing and planning some of their high adventure, and so they were just kind of recapping that. So that was a good catch on that, Dave. What else did you guys recognize? I'm half in the mood to pick on some of my leaders that I recognize from kids, so I'm in the mood to pick on like Dave Metcalf or Kurt Coleman. But did you guys notice anything with uniforms?
In a mix.
They were mixed.
Okay. Is that good or bad or indifferent? Should we turn people away for having or not having uniforms? What do you guys think?
No. Class B, if you're doing a flag ceremony such as they did, you're supposed to be in a Class A uniform, according to standard. Now, when they did the Pledge of Allegiance, the same thing. They should have been in Class A uniform. Some of them were in sweatshirts with just the name on it. No logos or who they were from.
Yeah, those are a troop sweatshirt, so you didn't see the other side on them, but yeah, that's a good observation. What else from the uniforms? Was everybody fully uniformed, half uniformed? Did it look better with old, new? What do you guys think?
I'm going to say, because of where you're at and the things you're doing, a mix kind of is okay, I guess.
Okay.
But if you were doing it at another place where it's more formal setting, then I think a full uniform, if they have it, it would be appropriate.
Well, and you guys will notice when we do the last video for the troop committee, when they come and report to us as the adults, that they'll, and I'm not sure if it got edited out, Marty, or not, but what happened is we purposely did the uniform so that, there were some people in full uniform so we could see how well that looked. Some that were new to the troop that didn't have a uniform, and some in class Bs for the activity we were on. But as a troop, I don't know how many of you guys have a complete uniform bank, but we have probably 50 or 60 uniforms that are spares, pardon me, for the boys, so that when we show up and do the flag ceremonies that we're in full uniform there. So what else? Oh, go ahead. Any other notes that you guys noticed in there? Youth led flags. What about like a troop flag? Did you guys notice any of that? Did any of you use that in your troop or patrol flags?
The flag was there with the American flag was on the right, which was appropriate.
Okay.
One comment, suggestion. I saw an adult in the circle. Since it is boy-led, I'd recommend your adults not be in the circle, but to be behind the PLC and giving direction when needed.
Who was the adult in the circle? Because I thought that was all youth led.
I didn't see any adults, but
Yeah.
There was no adults in it.
No, we have one 17-year-old that looks like he's 25.
yeah. I think I saw Martin, the cameraman, get in.
I did want behind because I wanted to have a backup.
That's the mistake I saw.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I definitely wanted to have a backup solution. So I had my phone out doing some stuff as well. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move. We'll do screen sharing here again.
Let me make one comment.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that anytime you hold a meeting in a scouting fashion, there should be 2 deep leadership, period. So if there's an adult there, they're in the background.
Yes.
To the assistant scoutmaster or scoutmaster, it's still being held by the youth because they're the one in control, but it still should have 2 deep leadership.
Yeah. And we'll see in the next video if you can see there actually is 2 adults. Calvin Carlson was with us. And then myself, all the other adults were actually in training, doing some other stuff while they were filming this. But
There's Calvin Carlson. There is 2 deep leadership.
let's see if we can pull up this next thing.
So what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be scheduling the next 2 meetings. So for the first meeting, it's going to be next Thursday, and so 15 minutes before the meeting, for the pre-opening, what are we going to do? Are we going to have the silver wolves do that?
We should probably assign the silver wolves to the flag ceremony.
Right. Okay, so the silver wolves are going to be doing the flag ceremony. Alrighty, everyone got that down? Okay. So we're gonna have any games during pre-opening, so when people come, it's not just gonna be sitting around doing nothing.
Probably some scout games, maybe work on a little bit of work on merit badges.
Okay. Spencer, do you have anything you wanna do during pre-opening?
I was thinking that we could maybe work on some knots in the pre-opening or maybe set out a few balls.
Knot tying competition?
Yeah, that's cool.
Alright. Okay, so next, we're going to do the group instruction. It's going to be a short amount of time. What are you gonna be doing for the group instruction?
Alright, well, we have heritage.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about the Klondike. Okay. And as for the skill instruction, is there any games you guys want to do? Or learn how to tie knots?
I was thinking maybe we could do like the uniform inspection.
Uniform inspection. Let's do that in the group instruction because it's not necessarily something that we can. We're gonna break out into groups for the skill instruction. Okay. So group instruction that's gonna be. Alright. Everyone got that down? Okay. So for the skills instruction, any games we want to do, any scout skills we want to do we want to teach a merit badge? What?
We could start on the chest merit badge.
Or we could do the fingerprinting because that's a really short merit badge.
Start up some of the work for the merit badge. You don't have to do as much paperwork at Klondike.
Also do maybe the Indian one.
Also some leadership activities.
Some what?
Leadership activities.
Leadership activities? So I think we should take a vote on what we're doing because there are so many really good ideas. So all in favor of Riker's idea in the fingerprinting merit badge, say aye. Aye. Alright, are all in favor of doing Lincoln's one, the chest merit badge? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Great. All in favor of doing Jared's idea, which was the wood, we would work on woodworking merit badge, and then we would finish it when we got to Klondike. And all in favor say aye.
Aye.
6. We're gonna be working on the woodworking merit badge. We're gonna tell everyone to bring in their pocket knives and sharpeners. Keegan, Spencer, and Jackson. Can you guys work on that to get that out, get that information out?
Does wet and oil stones count as sharpeners?
Yes, wet and oil stones, yeah.
We're also gonna need some of the tactics for the merit badge.
Merit badge packets.
So anybody, yeah.
Do you wanna see if you can print those off?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So, I want to screen share because I want to show you guys the, I want to show you guys this thing. Let's not let me do that. There we go. So this is the meeting plan. I'm sure everybody has seen this or uses this as their for their senior patrol leaders to put together the meeting plan for each troop meeting. This is one that's a fillable form that you can download from the council's website. And you notice that they had printed out copies for everybody to hand fill in so that everybody knew and was on the same page as to what was going on. Brandon, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
The only thing that I just wanted to point out is hopefully you guys saw that there was representation and from all the different patrols, kind of consensus on what they wanted to do. Pardon me. And then just using some of the democratic process that the patrol method teaches within the PLC. That's all I really wanted to highlight on this one. Okay. Any other thoughts that you guys saw from the community here?
If I could, anyways, I was amazed because I was watching a young man repeat back what somebody has said. So, and you know, oftentimes in meetings, people say something and the person who's conducting the meeting does not say, okay, this is what you just said. Is that correct? Right. And excellent leadership. Has he been to NYLT? Is that why he's so good?
Yes, he's been
Okay.
NYLT.
Okay,
And again, we had just finished
sense.
yeah, we had just finished a youth training program with our whole troop.
Awesome.
On this specific topic. And again, this is just kind of ad lib. We didn't interject anything or do anything, and we just let them run. In fact, a funny thing, we were sitting there filming, and we had more than what we needed because we only wanted to do like 3 or 4 minute segments, and they just kept going on, and the meeting just kept progressing and progressing and got better and better as they were going, which was kind of exciting because that's the way it should be done. So for our patrol leader meetings and our senior patrol and PLC meetings, we have, like Brandon said, 5 patrols. So we end up having the 5 patrol leaders, their assistant patrol leaders, and then our senior patrol leader and his assistant patrol leaders. So sometimes we have anywhere from 15 to 18 boys in there, all interjecting and talking and working together, and it's really fun to see them all do that as a group. Let's see, I think, Brandon, did you mention you wanted to skip the next segment and go to the last one? Have we got time to probably do it that way?
I think that's probably going to work because we've only got about 5 or 6 minutes left on that, Marty.
Okay, then let's do that.
Yeah, and the next segment, they were just kind of divvying out assignments, making sure they had all of the equipment that was needed, or creating a list of things they were short to bring to the committee attention, and kind of go from there. So that's kind of the short version of that video, right, Marty?
Yep. Okay, so we'll skip that one, and we're going to go to this one.
So we have important things we need to discuss at the end of it. So we'll give that time over to the Scoutmaster, and I'll notify him about that. And the closing, we're gonna have the Silver Wolves.
But we already signed the Silver Wolves to the opening.
Yeah, so the flag presentation is both the opening and the closing.
Oh, and the closing. Alright.
So you hammer out all the details for that, you get the people to do that. Alright? Okay. Now,
Should we have a closing activity or?
so the game or challenge is the closing activity. Yeah, and so I think we've got everything down. Anyone have anything they need to bring up? Heating, character, okay.
And if I can't, he can.
Yeah.
He gets
So
this.
talk about the
Yeah.
Doing lunch and stuff.
Oh yeah. Alright. So for the Klondike, we're gonna
Again, we'd like to welcome everybody to our monthly troop committee meeting. We'd like to recognize our charter organization rep, John Sanders, our Scoutmaster, Marty Gunnarsson, and his assistant Scoutmaster crew, as well as our troop committee. We're pleased to have our senior patrol leadership team here with us. They'll make some reports here in a few minutes, and we'll go from there. But we just have a few moments of troop business, and then we'll turn some time over to our youth. Charter and hearing from our Secretary and Treasurer on accounting. We're going to turn the time over to Wick Lister, our Senior Patrol Leader, to give us a report of needs and upcoming events.
So we have had a little bit of teasing the truth. It's just a small amount. I don't think that it was teasing quite a bit. And so I will address that, but one of the things we have coming up is the Klondike Camp, and we need Klondike sleds. I know for a fact we have five Klondike sleds. I want to see if the boys can bring more, but I'm pretty sure we've planned out all the meals. I don't know who's going. I will see about that, but I think we've got everything.
How many sleds do you need?
We really only need 1 or 2, but
5 is a lot. We could do that.
We can take 5. Are we gonna try to plan to have a sled per patrol?
Sled per patrol, that would work.
So Wick, Dave, would you do me a favor and double check the equipment, make sure that the safety is ready to go. And then also, I think we're gonna need to coordinate getting probably a trailer to take those sleds down for the Klondike. Would you head that up for us, Dave?
Yeah, I don't think we've looked at the sleds since last year.
Okay.
So I can take a look and make sure they fit in the trailer since we're taking 1 per patrol. We have more patrols than we had a year ago.
Okay.
Good job.
And then on any of the other campus you guys have planned, do you have agendas or places that we need to track down and get some reservations made for you guys?
No. I don't think so.
Okay.
Anything else that you feel the leaders need to be aware of for the next couple of campouts or even troop nights?
Just a thank you for being leaders and committee chairs and P3. It's awesome having you guys here.
Okay. Thank you. So Keegan and Jared, you guys are representing your patrols, and we appreciate you being here. How are the advancements going? You know, is everybody kind of progressing and gelling well together?
Yeah. My troop is doing really well. I think that Camp Lowell and all the camps we've been going on and all the meetings we've had really helped them to get their ranks up.
Okay. So is there anything we can do to help you guys within your patrols? Or any equipment or training that you guys need?
Probably communication to set up more meetings.
Okay.
Before the patrol meetings on Thursdays.
What kind of communication do you need or want?
I just need probably their emails.
From each of the boys? Okay.
In my troop, yeah.
Okay. So you might try and see if you can.
All right, we'll end that there. There's one other thing that we wanted to see, and that is our troop committee plan that we usually use. So I'm going to bring that up here for you to take a look at. Probably have Brandon talk about this because he's our committee chair.
I'm not seeing it yet, Marty.
Oh, you're not seeing it up there?
No. Switch screens or do your Control L.
No, I did that. Let me stop sharing and go back into reshare.
And as he's doing that, guys, I mean, any observations from the standpoint of, you know, how we were running it or the youth involvement in the troop committee meeting at that section?
I felt pretty good about it, but they didn't have any notes. They'd taken down all this information, and the one thing that I caught is the question was asked, are there any needs of a patrol to be able to have a place to go to camp, etc. And I just remember from your first video segment that you had your older scouts wanted to go someplace, and that wasn't put out. I mean, but doing it without notes, that was pretty brave.
Well, and the other thing I noticed as well, Brandon, is that in talking about transportation, the one thing I noticed that they didn't talk about, you did mention the quartermaster, but he didn't talk about any of the youth quartermaster getting with him to help inspect the sled. It's not his responsibility. It's because of it still being a youth-run program, they should be involved, the quartermasters of the unit.
Oh, and that's exactly right on that, Larry. But you know, in that case, that's how we're structured. Is each of the members on the committee work directly with one of the youth? Well, obviously the 2D leadership, and go from there. And then we actually have quartermasters for each of the patrols, advancement, things like that. So it wasn't there on the video, but you know, it's a good observation. So Marty, if you'll bring back up that one page, and again, I'm not sure how many of you guys use any sort of a committee agenda. We'll go through the needs of the troop, various activities. We'll spend some time on advancement. It's really key in our troop that we don't want people, you know, going and falling behind or getting too close to turning 18 and not being able to, you know, finish whatever they're working on. In addition, you know, where's the troop finances at? and find the needs of the program. And so that's the needs of the program is kind of the section you guys saw. We also later addressed like the calendaring. So we mapped out the 12 months of where we're going to go, our dates and camping and things like that, and tried to run it really formalized. But up at the top, we tried to have all of our key positions there so that they could help, weigh in on what was going on within the troop and kind of help lift that burden so that it's not just one or two people carrying it.
Hey, Brandon, sorry to interrupt. This is your 3-minute warning.
Cool.
3 minutes.
Great, perfect.
So again, any thoughts? Do you guys want those links or anything like that? If you guys are doing something better, we'd love to hear it, type of a thing. But again, hopefully this has been helpful, and it's helpful for us too to see where we can improve.
Yeah, I just want to pipe in there. Marty and Brandon, thank you so much. Obviously, you guys have a very high functioning troop, and it's really fun to see that. Sounds like a great group you've got, and thanks for taking the time to put this together for us.
So I got one question. So how many scouts in your troop are actually going after the movie making, I don't know, whatever merit badge, the movie making merit badge? I called up Martin, what, a week ago?
Yeah.
I called him up a little earlier than that and talked to him about it and said, well, I've got this kind of all set up and I think I can do it this way. And I called him up because I was going through the merit badges and ran into this merit badge and I went, wow, the scouts could do this. And so I called him up and sure enough, I appreciate the opportunity for the scouts to do what the editing and whatever they did to set it up. That's at the spur of the moment too, which is good.
No, we had a good time doing it. The boys really enjoyed it. It was also part of their training up there.
Good.
At a retreat, we actually went through quite a bit of training with the boys, and we just wanted to reemphasize, and that's why we brought Calvin Carlson up to help with training. My wife did some training on that as well, so that they kind of had that PLC meeting down a little bit. But yeah, hope that somebody got something that they can take away from this and add to their troop.
Well, and I'm gonna echo off of what Corey said. You've done an awesome job there, Martin and Brandon. And I was very impressed because a lot of units don't use that patrol meeting guide where they're actually putting down what they're going to be doing for the next month or so.
Right.
I think that's one thing that should be emphasized more, that in meetings such as that, where the SPL is responsible, he should have, at least from the Scoutmaster or any leaders, should provide them for them to hand out so that everybody's singing off the same sheet of music.
Yeah. So I usually end up texting my senior patrol leader and his dad, just following up about a week before our meeting to make sure that they've got that filled out, that they've got all the positions filled, and the assignments are all made, so that when we start our meeting, we're not like, hey, can you go do this, or we need to have volunteer for doing that, or we need to find somebody that can do this or that. So that's something that that we're trying to do better at, and we're trying to become a better youth-led troop. It's been kind of hard with the older boys to do that, but with the younger boys coming in that haven't been so entrenched in the leaders doing everything for them like their old troops used to do, we're really making a lot of headway in having a completely youth-led troop, and we're hoping to have that accomplished by the next couple months, by the time we get everybody thoroughly trained on that. So it looks like we're about ready to leave, so unless anybody has anything else comment-wise, I guess we'll head back to the main room.
It's official. Welcome back, everyone, to the main session of our roundtable. As we're waiting for everybody to gather back, let me just say it's great to be a part of this council-wide roundtable, where we're represented, I suspect, by virtually every district in the council. It's great to have you all here. There's a lot of names in the participant list that I don't recognize, so I take that as a sign that we do have good participation from other places. And again, apologies to our friends who couldn't make it onto the session because of our previously unknown limit of 100 people in the meeting. We're going to have just a quick commissioner's minute by yours truly here. Before we do that, I can't resist. I got to tell one more joke. And the question is, does anybody know what is a cow's favorite holiday? Nobody wants to take a shot. Well, it's New Year's Day.
I know that cows are utterly tickled when they go through the grass.
Yeah, that's true. They are. So since we're on the farm subject, what is corn's favorite holiday?
Halloween.
New Year's Day. Sorry, New Year's Day.
New Year's Day.
New Year's Day.
You're still milking it, Doug.
Man.
That was very moving. Thank you for sharing that.
And so what is a pun spelled backwards? What is a pun spelled backwards? It's not that hard. Nup. That's a nup out of you. There we go. Okay, enough of that. So as we move into the new year, and our units are all working hard at planning out their new year and what they're going to do and so forth, and we realize that there's probably more things that they want to do than they'll have time for, we learn once again the lesson that managing our time is very important and being cognizant of how to use our time wisely. So I want to share just a short minute here in my commissioner's minute on the subject of time. So I want you to imagine that you've got a bank account, and that bank account receives a deposit every morning. It receives a deposit of $86,400 every morning. Every morning you have $86,400 to spend. At the end of the day, whatever money is left in that account gets taken out of the account. If you leave any money, it's wiped out of the account, cleaned out. And then the next morning you start over with $86,400. If you had such an account, what would you do with it? My guess is you'd work really hard to spend that money every day. And hopefully you'd try to spend it wisely. Well, we actually do have an account like that. It's called time. Every morning we are credited 86,400 seconds to our account, to our time account. We have those 86,400 seconds to spend as we like. We can choose to spend them. We can choose to waste them. Every night, our time account is cleared out. Whatever seconds of time we haven't spent, they're just gone. And the next morning we start over. We can't carry over those seconds. We can't take time that we didn't use today and carry it over to tomorrow. We can't borrow future seconds from days that we haven't had yet. Every day it's a use them or lose them proposition. So how valuable is that time? To understand the value of those seconds and that time, consider this. How valuable is 1 year? Ask a student who failed a grade and got held back. How valuable is 1 week? Ask a farmer right after an early frost. How valuable is 1 day? Ask the editor of a newspaper. How valuable is 1 hour? Ask the mother who's waiting for her son's plane to land. How valuable is 1 minute? Ask a person who missed a train. How valuable is 1 second? Ask a person who just avoided an accident. How valuable is 1 millisecond? Ask the person who won the silver medal at the Olympics. You have to live in the present on today's deposit of time. Invest it to get from it the utmost in health, happiness, and success. The clock is running. Make the most of today. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is mystery. Today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Into the Cracker Barrel portion of our meeting. It's optional. You don't have to stick around if you don't want to. But it's also a great opportunity to rub shoulders with old friends, to make new friends, to learn a few things, because we'll ask questions of each other and ask for more information about maybe some things that were discussed earlier in the meeting. But it's an open forum, and hopefully, since we couldn't provide refreshments, you brought your own. I have mine, my dried apricots here. Just the time is now yours. I'm going to mute myself and won't unmute myself unless somebody asks me to. What would you like to talk about?
One of the things that I think we need to talk about is we've got the Klondike Derby, and on Saturday night at 5 o'clock, we have our awards banquet. And we need to make sure everybody gets.
Now, this is specific to the Thurston Peak District, just so those of you who don't know what we're talking about,
so
don't understand it.
Thanks for
Thurston Peak.
Taking that out. But anyways, well, actually, anybody that would like to come is more than welcome. And if you sign up, hey, Dakota, you out there still?
Yeah, I'm going to put the link in the chat.
Okay, so you're going to put the link in the chat. If you click on that, you'll save $4. It's at 5 o'clock at Camp Tracy.
It's for a week. And so all of you that know, we're actually going to be heading that up. And the goal is to recognize all scouters. So whether you've been there for a year, I believe we have somebody that's got 70 years that we'll be recognizing. And so we'll also be presenting District Board of Merits. But again, the other thing we're trying to do is, because of COVID, there was a lot of the Eagles that didn't really get either a worthy presentation or the acknowledgement of their achievement. And so we're inviting all of the Eagles and their parents to come as well. So we're expecting about 150, 200-ish, I think, Dakota. You can correct me on that. But again, we'd love to have everybody submit their Veterans Awards so we can recognize you and get those done properly, as well as some other fun awards. So it's definitely something that's going to be fun. We'll have a great dinner. We'll be there at the Tracy Lodge and go from there. So if you have any questions or concerns, want to do any awards nominations, just let me know. But we already have selected the District Board of Merits for the Thurston Peak, and we'll present those there. So everybody will want to come to see who's actually getting that.
So,
David, did you sign me and Bill up, or do we got to still do it?
say that again.
Did you sign Bill and I up, or do we still have to do that?
No, you still need to do that yourselves.
Okay. All right, we'll do it.
Yeah. Did I tell you I was going to sign you up?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. That's okay. We'll do it. No problem.
Yeah, you don't know.
I know
Doug, you
you
gotta
can
watch me closely when I'm on those meds, my Gat-free. Maybe I ran up quite an account. I don't know.
Somebody's asking a question in the chat about any updates on Citizenship and Society Merit Badge. I know there was an announcement made not too long ago about that merit badge becoming effective, and my recollection is it's now available to be earned, and it's optional, but starting, I think, on July 1st, if I remember correctly, it will become a required merit badge.
Yeah.
There are also special requirements that have to be met, training for anybody that wants to be a merit badge counselor for that merit badge, and that information would all be available from the council. Anybody have anything else they can add to that on that merit badge?
Kristen Wang, you raised your hand.
Yes, I'm on the advancement committee. The advancement committee is the one working on setting the guidelines for the merit badge counselors on that. For the people that have applied, they are very slowly going through and interviewing the individuals to make sure that they meet the criteria they're looking for. There is a 30-minute training that BSA has on their website that I recommend you take before you get any further with it, to make sure that you're in the right range there. So
yes, if you've applied, they are getting to it, but very slowly. I applied on December 6th and they're not there yet. So.
And Michael Williams has just posted something into the chat with a link on that merit badge. So you can follow that to get more information as well. I think it's a really exciting merit badge.
Yeah, it is. Someone might have mentioned, but it's really important for those who are working on Eagle projects that I believe it's June 1st, but I'm not sure of the exact date. Maybe our committee member could clarify that. But it will become a requirement very soon, within the next couple of months.
July 1.
If they have completed all of their required merit badges, this one will be an added requirement before they can complete their Eagle Board of Review.
Yes,
so if they don't apply for their board of review by July 1st, or do they have to have the board of review?
The board of review needs to take place on June 30 or earlier. Any boards of review after July 1 have to have that merit badge.
Right. Good, thank you.
Sound like merit badge.
You're right, Doug, in what you were saying as far as I am like with Kristen. I sit on the advancement committee for the council. The thing that's important with this is that, yes, we can, once they've been assigned, they go through James, who's the merit badge counselor for the council. And once the process is done and they can start going ahead and learning the merit badge, it cannot be awarded until July 1.
No, it can be awarded as soon as it's earned.
That's not what I understood.
No, it becomes a required merit badge at that point in time.
On the first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Prior to that time, it's just an elective.
And we currently don't have any registered merit badge counselors for that merit badge.
Correct.
There is still no registered merit badge counselors to pass that one off, so no one can earn it currently.
Correct.
That's correct. The council needs to take action. Yes.
Yes.
I have a scout who's turning 18 soon and is very concerned. He really wants to earn it. Any update I can give him, or just tell him?
We're all pushing for it.
Yeah, until we actually hear from Polani, who's the advancement chair, that there are merit badge counselors in place, then we can go that route.
But can I tell him next month, the month after?
We don't know
that.
I
Okay,
applied for
so-
it in November, and still I was given kind of a conditional item on one person, and that was it. So
yeah.
The person heading the approval of the counselors, I spoke with her 2 days ago. She's been very, very ill.
She has.
She's trying.
Oh, yeah.
If you can find a counselor in another council, can you use them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to recommend, is that there's a
Yes.
lot of virtual merit badge opportunities that other counselors and other councils are offering that merit badge.
There were a bunch in Phoenix too, as well, that I saw.
Yeah, just know that this merit badge is specifically being pushed, that you do not do large group training on it, that it should be 3 to 5 youth at a time.
Exactly.
Is there any exception for has to be done before 18 because of the way we're going about it, or if he turns 18, that's that?
If he turns 18, it's over.
Okay.
It's just like any other new merit badge that comes out.
Yeah, I'll let him know.
Might want to convince him to go ahead and complete all his merit badges and get done with his Eagle. And then he can earn a silver, whatever they are for
Oh,
the,
he's completed his Eagle. He's trying to, and I think succeeding in earning every single merit badge, and wanted to add that one to it.
he can still, well, can, I guess after he's 18, he won't be able to, so that
Right.
might be
He
one.
was concerned about that.
When's his birthday?
When's his birthday?
This month.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get it.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Definitely check with the, like they mentioned, definitely check with merit badge counselors in other councils or online, like Facebook groups there's a lot of Facebook groups dedicated to merit badge counselors who are willing to do Zooms, just like we're doing here with Scouts anywhere in the country to be able to earn that. And so there are merit badge counselors that are putting that in the Scout book right now.
Hey, a question for Christian and Julie.
Yeah.
In our meetings with Polani, if they go outside for the merit badge in itself, do they not have to have a letter from the council
No,
with that?
blue card is a blue card.
Okay.
It would be similar if they went to a camp out of council.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
We'll put that in our notes. We'll see if we can find some councils out there. Todd, sounds like you're pretty familiar with the couple councils that have those, and where'd she go? Anyways, Corey, Russell, on you, if you wouldn't mind sending us a note if you're aware of some other councils that have done that, then we'll put that in our notes, so that'll be part of so that we can get a reference to them.
If you go on to Scout Book and do merit badge counselors, you can do that merit badge and go on and say any distance, and it'll show you. But I would just make sure that they are using a registered merit badge counselor. If it is outside of our council, just make sure that that person is registered in their current council.
Okay.
There are
Yeah,
also
for-
some wonderful scouting groups on Facebook. You can go in and ask if anybody is a certified merit badge counselor.
Okay.
There is a council advancement meeting next Monday, and maybe this can be addressed to get it pushed forward and get the approved counselors.
I'm sure it will be.
Yeah,
Push Steve.
that's what I was thinking, that Steve could step in. He's the co-chair, assistant chair, whatever it is. So Larry and Christian, if you can make that meeting, maybe we can get that to happen.
Yeah,
I'm on it.
I know I'm out next Monday. So.
Okay. Yeah, I will be there.
Great questions, though.
There is another new merit badge out there as well. It's called Healthcare Professions Merit Badge. It is the rebranding of Medicine Merit Badge. If you have youth who have earned medicine, they can earn this one as well. It is, however, the same patch. So you will have youth that could potentially have two of the same badge on their sash.
Oh, really?
That's cool.
And it's already available. And I'm speaking off the cuff on this, but I believe if you were a counselor for medicine, they probably will transition that over to be a counselor for the other.
Do we have any questions on the Best in the Snow coming up here real soon? Let me see if I can share my, that's not there right there. Just a minute.
Dave, I have a question.
Go
If
for it.
If there's a scout troop that has youth that are under 14, are they still permitted to go?
No.
Okay.
And it's the reason for it is because of the activities they're doing are for 14 and older boys and girls too, for youth 14 and older. And so they wouldn't be able to participate in those activities. And so I guess they could go if they don't mind sitting back and watching the other scouts or other ventures do the activity.
So they could participate in the Klondike, but nothing that requires a 14 and over age.
Yeah, they're going to be, one of the things they're doing is shooting, and the picture I saw that I have on my, if I could figure out how to show it, but anyways, pull up on the screen, it shows a young man shooting a 45. So
let's just be clear, we are talking.
That's not allowed for anybody younger.
Yeah. Let's be clear, we're talking about the Best in Snow event, which is specifically for.
We're not talking about Klondike.
14 and up and venturing scouts. Klondikes are available for all scouts, BSA scouts.
So the best in
we see your screen, Dave.
Yeah, we can see.
We see your Gmail.
I know. You guys don't want to see that. It's a mess. You figure out how you can pull this up.
When is the Best in Snow event?
That's what I was going to pull. I know
January 14th to the 17th.
17th.
That's the Best in Snow. February 4th and 5th is the Klondike.
I think it's to the 16th, to 14th to 16th.
Is it, Doug? Okay.
Unless they're going to Monday.
I'm getting there slowly. Now let's see if I can share this. We'll see what happens. All right, come on, why are you hiding here? Okay. Okay, so that should show you. Anyways, they've got snowshoes and stuff like that. Cross-country skiing, snowman building contest, and shooting sports. And it's the shooting sports that I think is
I've got one, Vonda.
the limitation there for. So
Can you blow that up any bigger, Dave?
Yeah, I can. Sorry about that.
The stuff that's written is hard to read.
Well, and you can pick that up on the website. So there you go. Is that a little better?
That's better, yeah.
Sorry about that.
So it's at Camp Tracy. Starts at 5 o'clock. $15.
Which covers ammunition. I like that one.
Amazed they can even get ammunition. Apparently it's so hard to come by these days.
Yeah. But anyways, so
I was at the scout office a couple of years ago and they brought a whole pickup truck full of it in.
Well, who knows? We have places, we have things in places where we probably shouldn't have them anyways.
But I'm talking the back of a pickup truck.
No, I heard you. I just said there's numerous things sometimes they shouldn't be there, but anyways. So is there any further questions on the Best of Snow for 14 and older youth? If not, okay, that's all. That's just want to make sure that we got that covered.
We have another question for probably someone in the advancement committee, or maybe Dakota, you know this, but the question is, when do merit badge counselors need to resubmit applications for the next year?
I think if you retain your youth protection, you are kept on the list. There was an email that came out earlier this year, some point, where everybody had to re-register. They may be doing that on an annual basis. James Brown will be the one that'll be able to tell us. He's the merit badge person on the advancement committee, so we can ask on Monday.
Right.
Is that our
you.
James?
I don't know where in the state he's from. I'm sorry.
Yeah, as far as the merit badges, yes, we're gonna re-register every year. Yeah. That's,
So you fill out registration and
yeah.
Do
We'll
we
send
have
out
a
a
date?
link
Do we
there.
know when that'll have to take place?
No, it doesn't have to happen with registration, but it will be qualified. If you're not current with your YPT, you'll be dropped. And if you have a bad email in Scout Book, you won't get the email. But we re-registered, I think, Christian, it was over 700 merit badge counselors in the
Yeah,
council.
like 700 out of the 900 who were
Yeah,
originally
it was pretty
on the
good.
list.
And actually, a portion of them declined to re-register.
Now,
So
did
it
they
was
talk
pretty
about
dang.
that on the last meeting, Mike?
Pardon me?
Did they talk about that on the last meeting?
No, this has been
No,
several
it's
meetings
just
ago.
James Brown is the merit badge
Correct.
for the council, and he's done a really good job of creating this. It'll come out as an email to you. You can click on the link and you can say, yes, I want to continue. And it was really simple for all those that it worked with.
Okay.
But if your email is wrong in Scout Book,
right,
you're in trouble because it goes nowhere. And then
because then
we'll
you have
try
to
to
go
figure
through
it
the whole
out.
process again.
But
So we're-
no
we
need
just
to fill
wait-
out a new registration form.
Yeah.
Okay, but we
And-
just wait for an email so there's not like a certain date that we should expect that
No.
and then be worried if we don't see it.
No.
Okay.
And I'm not sure. I think we did it in April last year. It'll probably be the same time period. And it really did go pretty well. It was very easy. If you wanted to continue, you could say you could continue. But I would say watch your YPT, make sure you're current. And we were pretty liberal. If somebody accidentally got missed, we added them back in once they said, hey, where am I? So hopefully it's refined. Everybody that signed up new in this last year will be on that. They'll get an email. What we were trying to discourage was, at least in my district, we had some people that had 65 merit badges registered. We're trying to get fewer by far. And some of those people went away. Some of them will continue. We're not going to try to punish everybody, but we're trying to get to 6 or 8 is pretty acceptable. And then some cases, people are specialized in others that we want to add to.
Yeah.
And they had some needs in the council for remote areas, but everybody's doing Zoom anyway. So most of that worked out, that they could find a counselor in one of the other districts if no one was in their area.
We got another question. Someone's asking if the council is considering holding a day-long training event in the future, such as University of Scouting or something similar to that. I know there's 2 Trainers Edge things coming up, end of February and end of March. Anything else that anybody knows about?
Doug, I know about University of Scouting. Mike Perkins sent out a survey. It was answered that most scouters want a University of Scouting. So he has agreed to put one on in the spring. So he's looking for a date now, and we'll get out the announcement once that date is solidified. But it is a go.
Do you happen to know if that's going to be virtual or in person or both?
I don't know that yet, Doug.
Okay. Well, that's encouraging though, that there's going to be one. That's great. I know all the ones I've ever attended have been awesome. So.
Good way to rub shoulders with good people.
Yes, it is. Speaking of rubbing shoulders, we still have about 45 people here. I'm curious to know, is everybody here located in the state of Utah, or do we have anybody else outside of Utah?
Currently, everybody's in Utah.
I'm going to assume everybody's in Utah. I know I talked to one person from St. George. Anybody else from Is there anybody from like down in the Blanding area?
Well, we excluded a number of people already.
I know we did, and then a lot of other people have left already. How about up in the Cache County area? Or Rich County?
I still got some guys there.
Yeah.
There were some on, Doug. I know, I recognize the names.
Okay, good. There's a couple people. Don Ship, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not, but Utah County. Dana Webster from Cache County.
Not Utah County, actually, the Roy units.
Oh, Utah. Okay, not Utah County, but
State of
Utah.
No, yeah.
All right.
State of Utah.
Gotcha.
And yes, you pronounced it right. Thank you.
I'm sensitive to mispronouncing names because I've got one that's really hard for people. If they see it, they can't pronounce it, and if they hear it, they can't spell it. So I'm well aware of that.
Do we say it wrong, Doug, all the time to you?
No, you guys have figured it out.
Oh, okay.
You've heard me say it enough times.
But
I answered almost anything.
One of the things that we did unique, I believe, for the first time in the council, and that was that we, for the Scouts BSA session, we did a PLC, and the youth were the ones that put together the movie slots and everything. And my intent, since now I know that there's a movie makers merit badge that will encourage other units that aren't able to attend on our Thursday night roundtables to participate via their activities and stuff like that they film for us that we can show. So anybody in our council, just beware, because I'm not afraid to ask.
Hey, we're dropping people here, and we have hit the bottom of the hour.
Okay.
I just want to say, for those of you that are left, I just put my email address in the chat. If you have any comments or questions from tonight's roundtable, don't hesitate to send me an email. Thank you all for participating. It's great to have everybody from across the council at things like this. I think there's a lot of value in doing council-wide roundtables occasionally, and I'm really glad that we were able to have the opportunity and honor to host this one. Apologize again for the snafu with the limit on participants. We'll again try to get everything posted by tomorrow, hopefully. But thank you for all attending, and I'm going to drop.
Well, Doug, you did a good job.
Well,
Doug,
thank you.
I agree. You did an
well
excellent
worth it.
job.
Yeah.
Dave,
Dana, when you get a
Very
minute,
well
give me a call.
Okay, will do.
I'm going to drop, so thank you all. If you want to hang on, until someone who controls the meeting shuts it down, I guess you're welcome to stay on, but that might
I'm
happen
leaving
any
too.
second. So, and it's
Happy
good to
New
see
Year,
some
everybody.
familiar faces there, like Phil Roth. I see your face just popped up. Hi, Phil. Anyways, have a great weekend and a happy new year to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Same to you.
Can I make
See ya.
one comment? This is Trevor.